knows the time of day, so it'll count down for you once you load the expiration time. One, two. Hello.
Check, test, 1, 2, checking, 1, 2. Test.
1, 2, 3, 4. Can you hear what I'm saying? Guest mic unmuted.
Well, good afternoon and welcome here to Fort Recovery, Ohio. And Dan Mayer joined by Charles Poosh here. And Charles, unfortunately last night we lost session number 1, but we're hopeful here for session 2 and 3 today.
Yeah, we're looking for a good evening here of pulling and a good afternoon. Behind us here, this track that's behind us, it was 350 feet of Lake Fort Recovery late yesterday afternoon. They worked all night on it, and walking out there this afternoon on the track, it's a great surface, and we're looking for some awesome ability to lay down some horsepower as we get into it here this afternoon.
Now, for those fans not familiar, they have made an adjustment with the schedule here this afternoon. Instead of starting at 1 o'clock, we're going to go right at 12:30. So 12:30 start time. So for those folks that might be joining us here on Full Pull Live, as well as those folks out in the campground and everything, we're going to start 12:30. We're going to get this thing rolling.
Yeah, sounds like we got another surprise in store for you as well. Two-wheel drive trucks are going to get pulled into the afternoon session. Right now, we've got a 21-way tie at 45 points for the lead in Grand National two-wheel drive truck. We're going to address that concern this afternoon.
And, Charles, the way this season is going, this may be a run for the championship. So you want to make sure you're on your A game. This might be the only hook they get. You never know.
That was some of the scuttlebutt in the pit area after the rain out last night, that if we got into a situation where tonight, for whatever reason, or today, didn't happen. This is talking last night. But when we got to Rockwell, you were going to see a lot of 6,200-pound two-wheel drives set on kill because they knew their season was going to be short.
Yeah, once we hit the month of August, Bowling Green is it for them. So they have limited hooks left to go, and they haven't even started their season. No. So this is going to be very interesting here this afternoon. Let's talk also. We've got the regional modifieds on hand this afternoon. We're going to run light pro stocks. We got semis.
And 5.0 Pro.
And 5.0 Pro this afternoon. So, yeah, there you go. 5 great classes of competition. And we're just going to, they look pretty ready behind us here.
I would say just a couple of minutes of dress up. It's been raked, and it's just letting it sit there. If you walk out on it, it's tacky enough where you can feel it, but it won't stick to your shoes. It's the kind of horsepower track that these guys want.
Well, we've got a special guest here this afternoon. We're going to bring in Amelia Rozier from Beck's joining us, one of the great NTPA sponsors. And we will slide over just a little bit here, let Amelia in, and all right, looks like we're about ready to get rolling here.
We're off to a good start.
Well, technical first one, countdown to the pull time show here, and okay, there we go. So, Amelia. How long have you been with Beck's? Let's talk about Beck's, and great sponsor here with the NTPA. Glad to have them on board here once again. And we've, throughout the country we've gone, we've talked to different reps. Mm-hmm. First time we had the chance to talk to you.
Yes, so I was voluntold to be here today. So lucky you guys.
Voluntold, I love that.
Yes,
I love that.
So I've been with Beck's for 14 years, and I get to work in Eastern Indiana, Western Ohio.
Okay, so you told me something very cool when we got talking before the show here. Who did you live next to?
So my current neighbor is Margie Banner, and her husband Ralph and his brother were large pullers, obviously associated with you guys for many years. So I've seen many videos, seen many trophies, and had a lot of good discussions with Ralph over the years.
Yeah, the all-time great Banner brothers, all-time leaders in just about everything in the modified class, and this track behind us. They were, wow, let's just leave it at that. But
Yeah.
they were something. And, boy, that is a pretty cool story. And you said you moved in early 2000s?
2017, yes. So Ralph actually has come over multiple times. I'm famous for mowing when it's a tad wet, and he's pulled me out many of times with his tractor. So very appreciative.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about Beck's. New products. What do we got going with Beck's here this year? And, what area do you cover?
So I'm in eastern Indiana, western Ohio. We have a lot of great corn and soybean products guaranteed for this area that work. Being a family-owned company, they do a good job of selecting local products that will work in this niche area. And so we got a lot of exciting products getting ready to launch out for next year. So we're gearing up for that, gearing up for Becknology Days here at the end of August in Atlanta. So that's a 3-day big show that we have, and we'll feed over 10,000 people coming through there. So it's a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a pretty cool deal there. Charles?
Mm-hmm. You guys have a facility here. This thing isn't working, is it? You guys have a facility here in central Indiana as well. It's one of your research farms. So products that you guys develop, stuff that you came up with, is actually a local product as well. So you're not only serving the people in the local area, it's stuff that you developed here.
Yes, correct. So actually just a few miles from town out here, we have a research plot out there where we get to test the hybrids and see how they work in this geography. So we have a lot of confidence and allow our dealers to have a lot of confidence in farmers when they go to the field with those products.
Now, as far as Beck's with the NTPA, how did that relationship actually come about? And then what do you guys, hand in hand, how does this whole deal work?
So we were lucky enough to come alongside of you guys in 2024, and we were blessed to be a sponsor for you. And the exciting thing about the NTPA is you see a lot of families out here, and that's something that Beck's, obviously being family owned, that's very important to them. And so you're able to come alongside you guys and meet these people in the local communities, hear their stories, go, side by side with you across the United States. It's a lot of fun. And we're excited. I think I'm allowed to announce this. We are blessed to be able to be a sponsor for the next 3 years for you guys. So we're looking forward to that.
Now, I did hear that tidbit, I think, at our last event down in Chapel Hill, Tennessee. The rep down there kind of let that out of the bag. But
we're pretty good at that, being reps out in the field,
You guys always got that latest, greatest news, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, Beck's great sponsor here. Glad to have them on board. So another 3 years, moving forward. Glad to have you guys here this weekend. You were here last year with us, and, moving ahead here with Beck's, as far as what are we talked about the new products. What else do we, got going with Beck's?
We got all sorts of practical farm research, so lots of different things we test throughout the season to help farmers succeed. So that's been Beck's philosophy since 1937. Our mission is to help farmers succeed and to bring them products and tell them true data of what works and what doesn't work. And so we are always trying new things. Right now we're trying starter on soybeans, which is something that's new and exciting. And so we'll have some good research come out here in this fall about that to help some guys for next year.
So for those fans that are on hand, where are you guys located on the grounds here? Always have that big tent.
So we are actually back right over here by the FFA.
Okay.
And so we will be back there. And we brought you guys some hats today. So not only are we representing the great United States of America, but on the other side, we also have the NTPA.
Oh,
so
very cool.
I went ahead and brought you guys some extra hats today for that.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Good to see you guys out here. We see you guys at a bunch of our regional events as well. Activation happening all across your territory here in the Midwest. So if you're here on the property this weekend, have much more specific questions for you than Dan and I are likely to ask you, go to the green tent on the hillside and you can find out.
Yes, thank you guys. Be happy to answer some questions for people.
All right, fans. Well, Emilio Rozier joining us here this afternoon from Beck's, a great representative here. And, hope things go well, and hope a lot of people come out and talk to you here this weekend, and hopefully Mother Nature gives us a break.
It'll be a beautiful weekend. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, Amelia, as she joining us here this afternoon, as we've got little soft conditions here as we try to work around that.
Yeah, our stools are sinking. It's nothing we're doing. We just sit in them and slowly get lower behind this table.
There we go. I kind of feel like the so let's talk about what we got going on this afternoon. We talked about the 5 classes, and then, hopefully Mother Nature will give us a break. We'll be able to get tonight's show underway. Boy, what a turnout of vehicles we got here this weekend. You know, Charles, it kind of takes me back to the early days of coming here to Fort Recovery.
Yeah.
You look out in the pit area, yeah, the rigs got bigger, but boy, oh boy, the amount of vehicles is just amazing.
Yeah, the entry list that we've been able to pull off last night, we were looking at in the neighborhood of 140 hooks for one session on 2 tracks. It was going to be a big night. We had big nights like that at Toma here a month ago. It was going to be bigger last night. Now, tonight, with the addition of Light Pro into it, we were maybe looking at 155, but by pulling the 2-wheel drives ahead into the afternoon session, it makes it a bit more manageable for everybody, and I think it'll be an awesome show.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, some great classes. You know, we haven't seen a little bit like Superstock Open will be back for their second hook of the season. Now they're kind of starting their stretch run. They'll be in Rockwell next week, and then we'll see them in Bowling Green, and they'll finish up there. But, you know, we've seen some great numbers out of that class this year.
We have. Numbers across the board seem to be up with NCPA, but Superstock Open, let's be fair, it was the scuttlebutt a little bit in unspoken circles. Was the class in trouble? Not anymore. I don't think so. They got their health back, and the diesels do as well.
Well, speaking of diesel, you know, we've got that diesel making its way into the Superstock Open class, and it'll be interesting to see how that'll work out here tonight if, you know, we get the break, and I think we'll be good to go. I'm going to say that right there, but, you know, we also have, of course, Unlimited Modifieds have been putting on a war here. Early on here, we've got 4 hooks in for that class, and some great shows we've seen from the Unlimiteds.
Yeah, it's a tricky class. They're kind of the top fuel. They are the top fuel of tractor pulling in. They're a class where you can overpower the track. You can spin your tires. In drag racing, you smoke them. Here, you buzz them. And we've seen that in certain sessions. We've seen other sessions where guys get it right and they hook in. We saw our first win at Chapel Hill for a triple in the top category of modified since, was it 1983 we figured out?
1985, John Heilman, the guy that not too far from here. John Heilman had a lot of success here at Fort Recovery, but yeah, early 1985, John Heilman with a 3-engine tractor was the last guy to win an unlimited class. So that's pretty impressive, and, you know, hats off to the Wicked team.
They did. They figured out they had the right amount of horsepower for the track conditions, and were able to use all of it, whereas some guys had a little bit too much.
So 4 events, 4 different winners, and we just continue on here this weekend. You know, let's talk about some of the guys that haven't won yet, you know, and that's really the biggest thing.
Right. There's some surprises. There's some names back there that have not gotten to the top step yet. Through no fault of their own, they're trying just as hard as everybody else. Just did not find the secret sauce. There were some that it looked to me more like it wasn't set up. It was maybe a track read. Just went the wrong line and things weren't there. They're due. There's some overdue names.
Yeah, so we'll transition on into the Superstock diesel class. We saw a great class last weekend down in Chapel Hill. Looks like we got some pretty good numbers here this weekend as well. Got some other competitors joining us here for the weekend. But, you know, Brandon Hunt, the big win on Friday night, and then we saw the split on Saturday night.
Yeah, it was. How do you make the right call in that situation? I think we did the best that we could in terms of the situation we were presented with. I don't think the Hunt team or the Ross team was necessarily happy with how it went, but it was shaping up to be a war. If they had not been last class of the evening and they would have had cool down time, both of those guys would have come back and it would have been a slugfest. Both guys, I am thoroughly convinced, were prepared to melt those tractors to the ground to get that win.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're looking for that here this weekend. You know, all the competitors here run to Fort Recovery. They'll probably run over on the hillside again, and, you know, always put on a great show. So that'll continue on here this weekend. Superstock diesel trucks. What a field we've got back there. I don't know if you had the chance to check out some of the vehicles here, but, man, it's a who's who.
A bunch of them, if you get past here, the central part of the pit area, if you're here this weekend, there is Superstock Diesel Truck Road just beyond us here to the south side. There's about 8 of them all pitted together. It is the biggest field. I can't say necessarily ever, but over 20 of them are going to be here this weekend.
Yes, those are impressive numbers, and of course the mini rods, always a great field here in Fort Recovery. It just seems like a central location for a lot of the regional mini rod competitors will come out and run and see what they've got against the touring pros.
Yeah, we've got our the regional sort of the interlopers, the guys who are a threat. Kevin Dick, Dusty Price are here to mix it up with the usual Grand National suspects. I think 34 are on the property this weekend. It's our biggest class of the entire weekend, and that's a class where as we've seen so far here in 2025, it's a slugfest. Don't ask me to try to predict who's going to get the job done. No way.
Yeah, we saw another new winner here for 2025 last week, Chapel Hill, Saturday night. Mr. Brian Guza found victory lane here for the second time in his career. So he was just a win waiting to happen, and there's how many more back there just like that.
Yeah, that class has really become sort of a driver's class, because I feel like there's similar equipment across everybody's pit area. The chassis and whatnot have gotten pretty close together. The power plants are substantially similar. It does boil down to some setup issues, but who's going to be that driver on any given night? And these guys all know how to do it. Nobody's a stranger to doing this.
And we don't want to slight any of the regional classes that we got here this weekend as well. We talked about the Grand National, but we've got the regional modified class, and I think we got a dirty dozen of those back there. And, a great field of competitors, everything from turbines to V8.
Should be the largest Region 2 mod get-together so far here in 2025.
And then, of course, the class of the future. We talk about the 5.0 Pro stocks.
Yes.
Good class, field of those here today, as well as the light pro stocks. We'll see the limited pros later today. So, the regional guys, they're out in force too. They come to the fort, and usually the numbers are, like you said, the highest you will see pretty much all summer.
Right. Now, we've got one of our scheduled drivers who's going to come in here, the long haul mister. Come on over, buddy.
Yeah, not right around the corner.
Not right around
the corner.
Dylan Mobile, Under the Influence, John Deere. So how far from home are you?
Oh, we're about 2,300 miles from home.
Just a short 2,300 miles.
Short
23. Well, you and your dad have decided for 2025 come out and run the Grand National Circuit again. And how long has it been since we've seen you guys out here?
About 7 or 8 years since we've been back here.
So if I remember right, you were just a little guy last time you guys were out here.
Last time I was out here, I think I was 10 or 11. I actually got to announce in Toma.
I was going to say, I thought one of the announcers came and actually sat down with you there for a little bit. But, what was the idea? This year was the year, everything looked good, we're going to come out and run again.
Yeah, me and Dad have been talking about it for a while, get the tractor back going and come back out and play with the NTPA boys. And, we got it back together last year and ran a little bit of stuff at home. Then I'm like, hey, there's only like 4 events for us this year. It's the best year to come do it. And we showed up and we're here to run.
Well, definitely, a great, addition to this class, because you guys, every time you run, we've seen you at the farm show over the years, running there. You've, dabbled on the Grand National Circuit years ago, but glad to have you back. And, you're behind the wheel here helping out. We've seen Dad, in Bowling Green last few years. He comes out and usually helps a couple guys out there. But, yeah, glad to have you guys all on the schedule here.
Yeah, it's really good to be here with NTPA. Everyone's great here. It's great competition, great competitors, great running tractors.
Yeah, we hear it from time to time here in the Midwest that you guys are a topic of conversation, that you kind of surprised everybody with the performance you had at Farm Show back, several years ago. And I can't go a summer without at least a couple people stopping, hey, what's going on with those guys? When are they coming back? So glad to see you back out here and mixing it up with everybody.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
So let's talk about pulling in California. That's what everybody wants to know. And what is going on? What is hot right now in California? You got to let us know.
Our Super Farm class and Twin Engine Mod class is pretty healthy at home right now. And
okay.
There's a lot of shows. I think there's 43 hooks at home this year, so there's a lot of pulling to be done still. And our season goes pretty late into the year.
Now, are you guys still involved with promoting as well?
Yeah. We still put on our show in November. Actually, October 31st in November, we put on our pull at home, and we have a lot of good running iron that shows up, and it's a really good time.
Now, I know in past years when it kind of coincided that the NHRA would be at Las Vegas and it would be Halloween weekend, a lot of the crew members would dress up on the starting line. Your event, actually at your farm, literally, is that part of the festivities as well for you guys?
It will be for me.
All right.
It will be for me.
Don't give it away.
No. We're going to do some pretty cool stuff with being Halloween and have a little trunk or treat deal and a dress-up deal.
Excellent. What are your thoughts so far here on 2025? You've been out here. You did get a run in at Toma. How's the season looking so far for you guys with Under the Influence?
It's looking pretty good. We're sitting pretty nice in points right now in fifth. And, I hope to get a run in last night and see what we could do. But looks like it's going to be all up to tonight and what the track does. And hopefully we can have a real nice pass and be somewhere in that top 3.
Did you get a chance to walk out there yet this morning and poke at it?
Oh, yeah. It's real sticky. It looks like it's going to be a real good track if rain holds off.
Good deal.
Now, another one of the questions that we get is the travel part. Do you guys haul the truck out every week, or do you guys leave it at a central location and fly out? How do you guys work this deal?
So the truck and tractor are living at Rex Coons in Indiana.
Okay.
And we've been flying back and forth. Or we
Okay.
will be flying back and forth.
All right, so Rex is located southeast of the Indianapolis area, so not too awful far. So you guys probably, fly into Indy and then make your way out wherever you got to go?
Yeah, that's what we'll be doing for Bowling Green. Actually, we had some truck issues on the way home from Toma, so the truck stayed in Craig Wildman's.
Oh, okay.
And got that fixed up and came from there to here.
Okay. So via Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Yeah, but
okay.
for the rest of the remainder of the season, they'll be living at Rex Coons.
So a lot of people ask during the week, what do you guys do?
We farm.
Okay.
We farm. We do
And how
custom
much
farming.
and what you guys farm?
We have almonds, corn, oats, sedan, and alfalfa, and we do a lot of custom work.
Okay. And I was out there last year to Madera, California, and I saw all the almonds, Fresno area, and boy, that is just a beautiful area. A lot of people, hear California and they think this, that, and other thing, but boy, that is gorgeous country out there.
Oh yeah, it is. And as far as us go, we're a ways away from all the stuff you hear on the news, and you get the bad taste in your mouth. We're a long ways from that stuff.
Yeah, the hustle and bustle stuff, right?
Yeah.
Almost kind of a recent development, isn't it, in the valley? That's kind of sort of taken over. Has that been a 10, 15-year progression now to see the almond orchard sort of replace other crops in the past?
Yeah, a lot of people take out their corn and oats, and they're putting trees in because of price. But last couple of years, price hasn't been so great, but it's starting to come up again, and more people keep putting trees in.
The valley is the most diverse agricultural market that we see in the United States, bar none. It's not even close. It is unusual a little bit to hear that corn is a thing down there.
Oh yeah, it's all silage corn, not too much grain corn,
I gotcha.
but
So the dairies?
Yeah, it's dairies for miles out
Yes.
at home.
Well, Dylan, we thank you for coming out, spending a little bit of time with us. You got to get ready for tonight's show. Now, how do you organize who's going to drive the tractor? Is that always the argument on the way over here, or you guys have a set schedule?
I don't know if it's too much of an argument. I kind of tell Dad I want to drive.
There you go. Okay.
Maybe I'll let him drive next week in Rockwell. We'll see what happens.
Maybe, he says.
Maybe.
I like that.
Maybe.
Well, Dylan, thanks for spending a little bit of time with us here on the Countdown to Pull Time show, and good luck here tonight with the Superstock Open class, and we'll everybody be looking for that Under the Influence tractor.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
All
Dylan.
right. All right, we'll bring in our next guest, going to be Mr. Brian Guza. We got a mini modified competitor going to join us here. And Brian coming off that big win 1 week ago in Chapel Hill. Have you come down yet, or are we still kind of flying?
Yeah, we're coming down now. Last night we got a little party in because we left early at Chapel Hill, so that was good to celebrate with all our pulling family.
Yes, we appreciate that. That was we had that cherry limeade, whatever that was last night. That was really good.
The schmuckety?
The schmuckety kind of took a rapid turn. It went this way, but yeah, it was very good, and thank you guys for that. But let's talk about that big run last week.
Yeah, so Saturday we were first hook both nights, so
Yes.
first Friday and Saturday.
Let me interrupt you. Did you buy a lottery ticket after that? I mean,
I should have, right?
Okay,
First
all right.
hook both nights. The odds are like 400 to 1.
Yeah,
So, but we're glad to get out there first hook Saturday night, and usually that track first hook on the sled. Sometimes it's the best. Sometimes it's not great. The first day I had to reset the sled, but second day I just made a little pass down and nobody could catch me. It felt great. Obviously, it was thumbs up right away. I wasn't going to turn that one down.
Was there that moment of hesitation, knowing even before you made the run that, oh boy, the bingo balls have put me here twice?
Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, you gotta deal with the hand that was dealt to you, so you just deal with it.
Right. Now, as a driver, do you have that mental checklist where you go down, you look at your run and say, okay, we did this, and this. We're good to go. We're going to take that, or do you say, we could have done this, could have done that, or how does that work? I mean, because it's pretty much a split second decision, right?
It's definitely a challenge to make that decision, and usually on the mini rod, if it's a good pass, and if it's a bad pass. I knew it was a good pass, so I took it. There's not anything in particular we look at, but if I know it hooked up, went down the track, it's good. If I go out there and buzz the tires, or I go for a rough ride, obviously I'm not going to take it. So, but it felt great, so I just took it.
I know yesterday when the downpour hit, I appreciate you accommodating me and my daughter in your hauler when it was the nearest place to run, and I happened to notice, and there was a debate a little bit, do we clean the tractor or do we leave some of that good luck dirt still in there from Chapel Hill? Is it still there, or did you clean it?
It's still there. The dirt's still there. Well, maybe we'll clean most of it, but
there was
maybe
a little
bit
headrest.
there.
Maybe just leave that there.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I know the truck spent the week in Kentucky, right? You guys
That's
left
correct.
there, Kentucky, and then you guys went home. Tell us about, laying down that run, and then, of course, having to sit there for 20 other competitors taking shots at you, the best in the nation. I mean, do you just kind of sit there? Do you kind of occupy yourself? How do you deal with that pressure?
Yeah, we sat there and we watched
Okay.
and watched and watched, and you see, hey, that guy didn't get me, that guy didn't get me, that guy didn't get me. There were some close ones, and at one point they moved the leader cone back.
Oh.
And then Troy Arndt went out, and they moved it forward, and we go, did he get me? Well, the leader cone was in the right place right away, and they moved it. So, yeah, I think he was 4 feet back or so. But
God.
it's nerve-wracking. We did a similar situation in Bowling Green a few years ago. It was out to win $10,000. We were way out there. Nobody could catch us, but that was a class of like 40.
Yes.
So there was a lot more sitting. And then Brian McDonald got us that week. But, yeah, it's great to get a win.
Yeah, absolutely. First of the season, second Grand National win for you. You guys got a total of 3, right, between the team.
Yes.
Dad's got 1, and you got 2 now.
Correct, yep.
So that, springboarded you in the points. You had a big swing in the
Yeah.
points, and we talk about that. Of course, Chase and no practice guys all talked about that pretty extensively. But what a swing you had! I mean, going from not getting in the show to in the show, and then making a big move in the points.
Yeah, it makes a big difference, and that's where the season here is. It's a long season, and anything can happen. We were going in 18th in points. There was, I think, 20 tractors that ran the whole season. We were near the back, and you got to keep going every week. And we got some good finishes there, and up in 7th in points. So anything could happen. We could be a loser today, or we could be a winner. We'll find out.
Good deal. Well, Brian, who would you like to thank for helping you guys on your effort here throughout the summer? And obviously, Dad always with you.
Yeah. Got to thank my dad. Got to thank Richardson's for letting us take our hauler there, and they brought it up here for us. We got a big team back home. Chris and then all the Lofgrens. Chris had a good win at Anago last night. So we got some, we run Minor Brothers, Racing Engines, Modern Machine, K3 Tire. We got a set of CM pulling tires that he gave at Farley. We won those. So we got those this weekend, so got to thank him. Got to thank my mom. So my mom it's her birthday today.
Oh.
So hopefully we get a win for her.
Give her a happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday,
There
Mom.
you go.
I'm not going to sing, but happy birthday.
I wasn't going to make you do that.
All my kids back home. So my oldest is 5, youngest is 3 months. So my wife let me do this, come out here and have a good time. Hopefully we get a pull in today and get another win.
All right. Well, Brian, thanks for spending a little bit of time with us, and good luck here on the rest of the season. And we get into that stretch run here, and we'll see how things shake out here in the points.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. All
right. So Brian Guza, mini modified competitor, joining us here on the Countdown to the Pull Time show. As we'll bring in Jason Schultz here with the he's going to stay from the trailer, they tell us.
Oh, all right.
So we are going to do the picks. So he is going to bring it up here on the big screen here, and we'll run it through as we'll take a look here. So let's see what we got here this afternoon. Let's go with our modified picks here this afternoon. So,
boy, if you got to look at a screen, don't buy double polarized sunglasses. All I'm telling you.
Yeah, sun comes out. You know what? Things are looking a lot better here. Sun's starting to peek its way out here, but here we'll take a look here at the picks, and we will see here some of our afternoon classes if they can find them here for us on the screen. All right. Well, looks like we might have to go into tonight here. So it looks like they're looking at super stock diesel truck picks for tonight.
All right,
so I guess we'll click on that there.
There's Jason.
Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. So super stock diesel trucks, we're going to pick 2 to finish in the top 3. This says July 26th. I think that's just wrong up there, Dan. I think we're okay. Yeah, that just needs to say session 2.
Right.
So we're okay. So we're going to pick 2 competitors that we want to finish that we think will finish in the top 3 today. Deadpool, Terry Biggs, Charles, and Dan is 4-1. Top Shelf, Nick Gillette is 10-1 right now. Eric Stacy with Smoking HD is 4-1. Angry Shine Penetrating Spray is 10-1 right now. Flammable, Marshall DeBrew is 10-1. Trump, Shane Kellogg is your heavy favorite right now at basically even money, guys. Rock Hard Ram is 4-1. American Pride is 10-1. Jeremy Yeager and the Trenchers 10-1. Kent Crowder and Scheid Diesel is 4-1. Cummins Killer 3, also another strong favorite. Dan Charles, that makes sense. Defending Grand National Champion and popular everywhere he goes. We also have a field pick, guys. Inside of our field pick, we have Pipe Dream Jeremy Yeager, who, Dan, if I correct me wrong, swept this baby last year, right? With
yes,
the Super
that is
Stock
correct.
Diesels. The General Nick Headley, and on borrowed time, Aiden Hodges. Funk and Movin', Brian Funk, Angry Shine, One Nation Cody Lee, Shark Bait, Jesse Warren. Charles, is that truck really here? Did you see him yet?
There's that Antler Addiction.
It is.
Tough running truck just made its way out on the circuits here. Good to see him here.
So fans, all of these are in the field pick. So if you pick the field, right, then we just do, Dan, for this first one, we'll pick the field. Why don't you pick one other competitor, Dan, that you think will finish in the top
First
three?
off, Jason, let's talk about what does that 10-1 mean for those folks that are not unfamiliar with that.
So a 10-1 means, so basically they're not favored right now. The lower the number, like all the money right now is on Trump. He's basically even money, as well as Cummins Killer. So if we would pick those two, it's 10 times the money that you would make on that. So when you pick a favorite, you're not going to make a lot of money. Sometimes you pick a long shot and you go out there a little bit, and you have a little opportunity with this. So right now I got a field pick. You could do field pick twice, Dan, if you wanted, right? You could do that. And we put that multiplier in there. Because it's 1-to-1 basically, or 1.3 to 1. That $5 pick would win us $6.65. So that's how that works.
You could, but I'm going to go with the hottest truck on the circuit right now, and that is the Deadpool truck, the Ford. So
Really?
Put me down for that truck there, Terry Biggs. We'll take that one. That's 4-1 right now.
All right, so I'm going to go back to home.
Charles, who are you thinking?
You know what? I'm going to take the field on this one because there's a couple of Eastern trucks there that I want to see do well. One that we have not seen here in the NCPA yet this year, and one that we have that I'm looking for a bounce back from, and that's Aiden Hodges and Jaden Litton and some of that next generation of drivers we've got.
Charles, how when you're comfortable, how's your wallet feeling, Charles, right now? Do you want to put a $5 wager on there, or do you want to put a $1,500 wager on there, Charles?
I'm an announcer and not a competitor, so let's go with $5.
Okay, so we're going to put the multiplier in there at 1. So that $5 pick, guys, would win us $13.32 with the field pick and Terry Deadpool with Terry Biggs, guys. So.
And that's how easy it is. So
Yes,
right
sir.
there, you can get your picks in. But make sure you do have your picks in before that particular class starts, because once the class starts, you are closed out. So once again, make sure you go to fullpullpicks.com, check those out. And once again, countdown to Pull Time Show. We're going to wrap this up, Charles.
Yes, we are.
We got to get going 12:30, early start time for those fans out in the campground. Tickets still available. Come up, if you're in the campground, I'm sure you probably got your tickets already. But for those folks watching at home, Full Pull Live, make sure you do tune in 12:30. It's going to be a great show, and we're going to get things rolling. So any closing words here to get us out into the afternoon?
Get ready for some great action. You probably can't necessarily hear it on the microphones, but we've got machinery back in the staging area already getting warmed up. Out of the corner of our eye, we can see guys headed for the scales. It's going to be a barn burner of an afternoon. Stay tuned.
Absolutely. We will see you at 12:30 for session number 2.